So I recently did a video on motivational quotes that inspire me, and I did the male version which I shared a couple of weeks back. This time I've got the female version. These are 20 of the best inspirational quotes that you can use to keep you on the right path, to keep you focused on where you want to go, give you motivation and help you become the person you want to be and achieve the results you want to. Here are 20 of the best motivational quotes from some of the most brilliant ladies and females that have ever existed on the planet. Let's have a look at the quotes and let's see which ones you can use to motivate you and get the success and results that you want. So quote number one came from Coco Chanel. We all know that incredible lady who created that brilliant brand Chanel perfume, and she was an incredible businesswoman. And she created this quote which I absolutely love and think is a great motivation for us all. She said this: "My life didn't please me, so I created my life." What a brilliant way to look at the way in which you operate as a person day to day. If something's not going well for you, if something's not going the way you want it to, change it, create it. Coco Chanel did. She was a brilliant inspiration for us all. You can do the same. So quote number two came from Eleanor Roosevelt, the wife of the President of the USA and an incredible lady in her own right who did some fantastic things. Her quote was something that I think again is great inspiration for us all to use and think about on a day-to-day basis. She said this: "I am who I am today because of the choices I made yesterday." And the point behind this quote was because, as I've said before, we have to take action today that doesn't get us results now, but gets us a result in time. Her point was this: do the work today when no one's looking to make sure you get the results in the future. You're not the person you are today because of what you did today, it's because of what you did in the past. Take her advice on board and it's going to put you in great position to achieve what you want to. The third quote from, again, one of those absolute icons of business who achieved incredible things and built a worldwide global brand, Este Lauder, had a brilliant quote that I think is just an inspiration to us all. Este Lauder said this: "I never dreamed of success, I worked for it." The reality is this: we can have all the dreams of what we want to do, but unless we take the work, unless we take the action, nothing's going to happen. Follow Este Lauder's lead. It's a great motivation for us all to have. Don't dream of success, work for it. If you've never heard of Sheryl Sandberg, then look her up. She wrote an incredible book called Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. She was the genius that was behind so much of Google's revenue growth, and Mark Zuckerberg poached her to join Facebook, and she turbocharged their revenue growth. And her quote was this: "It's not who you are that holds you back, but who you think you are." Take inspiration from Sheryl Sandberg. It's not who you are that holds you back, it's who you think you are. Think differently, think bigger, you're going to get what you want to achieve. So another quote which we all need to have and have as our mindset when we're thinking about achieving big goals or big visions or big dreams is what Burnett said. Her quote was this: "When you have a dream, you've got to grab it and never let go." Whatever the dream that is you've got, whether it's to grow your business, to become the best salesperson in your company, to achieve whatever success you want that makes you happy, you've got to get that dream and never let go of it. Carol was right. Get the dream, focus on it, work hard to achieve it, and if you believe it enough and you work hard enough for it, it will come to you. We all in life are worried about taking action or doing things, but Lucille Ball's quote is another quote you can use to put on your wall and really remind you that sometimes you've just got to go and do things. Her quote was this: "I'd rather regret the things I've done than regret the things that I haven't done." And so many of us live life in regret and not doing what we want to, and her quote is right. Make sure you focus on doing the things that you want to do. Things aren't always going to work out, but take the action rather than live with the regret of not doing it in the first place. So there's a quote from the American soccer player Mia Hamm, which I think is a brilliant quote and something for us all to use, especially when we consider about business and trying to get to a new place and get to grow and build on where we're at. Her quote was this: "Take your victories, cherish them, enjoy them, but don't settle for them." And that's such a brilliant quote to use when it comes to business and where we want to get to. I know in sales sometimes it's easy to celebrate a result and think, oh, I'm amazing, incredible. But actually her point there, Mia's point, was yes, enjoy them, take the moments on board, but then focus the next day on getting better and doing more and achieving more. A salesperson or a business owner or a business CEO is only as good as their last set of results. The future starts where you started to make it. You've got to make it happen. Learn from the things you've done well, but don't settle for them. Continue to grow and prosper and develop. And if you do that, you're going to get where you want to be and continue on that path to becoming a better human and a better business owner, a better salesperson, which is what we all want. So we're all worried about risk, but Jong got it completely on the money with her quote that said this: "If you don't risk anything, you risk even more." The reality is we're all afraid sometimes of doing things because we get these thoughts in our head. Don't. Take the risk. Sometimes take that jump, move that forward, make that call, send that proposal, do that activity that you thought I'm not going to do. And if you do, you never know what the results can be. You should never be worried about the interaction of something you can't control. Focus on what you can, take the risk, as Erica mentioned, and it's going to help you do something, feel good about it, and hopefully be in a position to get the results that you want. It wouldn't be right to do a video on motivational quotes without including one of the best ones that I use, and I know you will probably use when you see it and think, yeah, that's a great inspiration for us all, from Audrey Hepburn. Her message was this: "Nothing is impossible. Even the word says, I'm possible." The point is this: again, we try and put barriers in our way and think that things can't happen. Whereas absolutely, if we get this mindset that says nothing's going to stop me, nothing's impossible, I'm going to achieve, then we can start to program our brains, believe that we can, and then take the risks. And if we do that, it's going to help us build our self-confidence, it's going to build our esteem, and get us to where we want to be. Nothing's impossible. The word says it's not. Listen to Audrey Hepburn. She's bang on the money. Mia Angelou gave me one of the quotes that I use day in, day out in the sales training that I do. Her quote was around how you make people feel, but she's also known for some other fantastic quotes, including this one. Her message was this: "If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude." Half the time, what the barriers we put in our way are down to what we think, and our attitude, and the way we think we're not going to do something. We stop things getting in our way, we let things get us back. Look out for Mia Angelou's quote. She's written books and so many different materials on quotes that I could use day in, day out, but this one's a brilliant one. If you can't change something, change your attitude. That's the route to getting where you want to be. Now, the next lady is a lady who is probably, in the UK anyway, one of the most controversial politicians ever. She's a lady that ruled and was the Prime Minister of Britain for many years in the 70s or the 80s and 90s. And a lot of people absolutely detest her, but there's no doubt she was an incredibly strong and determined woman. And that's a lady called Margaret Thatcher. But her quote, I think, is maybe the words that she used is something to think about rather than the person itself. Her quote was this: "Don't follow the crowd, let the crowd follow you." It's so often that we try and become in the background. We let others take the lead. We're afraid of taking that next step forward. And her message was the exact opposite. Don't follow the crowd, let them follow you. Be that person that stands out, that is different, is able to do something, to achieve something, to put something forward that others are feeling, no, they can't do. Be the person that does. You may not like her politics, but those words she said were an inspiration for us all. Don't follow the crowd, let the crowd follow you. So Ariana Huffington, a brilliant business lady that created the Huffington Post, and again, an incredible inspiration for business people all over the world, put this quote together, and I think it's a fantastic one for us to be able to learn from the failings that we all generally have and that happen as part of day-to-day life. Her quote was this: "We need to accept that we won't always make the right decisions, that we'll screw up royally sometimes. Understanding that failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success." It's exactly right, and she is such a successful business lady, and she's so true in what she says. We have to accept that failings come, they're part of the journey. It isn't going to be easy. We're going to go through challenges before we get the results. So don't let those setbacks get you back. See them as a hurdle rather than a roadblock or something that's going to stop you. Focus on being in the position where you can let your failures not dictate and drive you, but inspire you, just as Ariana Huffington said. Courage is a muscle, and we strengthen it by its use. Ruth Gordo said that, and what a brilliant quote, especially when we think about things that scare us or make us feel a bit nervous. She's bang on the money as well. Courage is a muscle. The ability to train our brains and to train the way we act, to continue doing things even when we don't want to do it, is something we've got to put ourselves through. There's that element of where the comfort zone is and where our comfort or our happiness is and where the magic happens. Ruth Gordo's bang on the money. We have to be in a position where we use that muscle like we would our legs or any other muscle in the body. The brain and the mind is one. Use it to build the courage to keep doing the things that feel difficult, and it's going to help you achieve everything you want and motivate you to be the person you want to be. So I'm a sales mentor, and I love helping people all over the world, regardless of any of their situation, to achieve sales success. And one of the quotes that always inspires and motivates me is one by Katherine Barchetti. Her quote was this: "Make a customer, not a sale." So many businesses focus on actually just making the sale, the transaction, but forget about building the relationship that can actually then reward them hugely over time. So listen to Katherine Barchetti if you're in the sales or the business, in the area of owning and running a business. Don't focus on just doing a transaction, of doing a one-off business. The easiest thing to do is to bring business in. The hardest thing sometimes then to do is to make sure you work and support that customer to make them an ambassador and help them do more with you over time. Make a customer, not a sale. She got it exactly right, and it's an inspiration and something we all need to focus on doing. So while we're on the subject of sales and business, it's always a moment where we think we want things to happen to us, but we've got to go and make them happen. Anne Landers shared a really great quote that I absolutely love. "Opportunities are usually disguised as hard work, so most people never recognise them." I don't know Anne Landers, but what a brilliant quote. They are. Sometimes the opportunities look difficult, and that's why most people don't find them. When you've ever watched the programs that show the gold mining in areas of America and other parts around the world, most people are looking at things saying there's nothing there. But those that look underneath the surface and see the opportunities and see that it looks like hard work, but they're there underneath, can get the rewards. And you can do the same if you follow Anne's advice. Remember it again, opportunities are usually disguised as hard work. That's why most people don't recognise them. Follow her advice, it's great wisdom. So again, I've tried in this video to share with you quotes from so many inspirational ladies around the world. One of the ladies who I absolutely love and look up to and think she did a brilliant job in helping to actually make the world a better place when she was the first lady in America is Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama, and many have talked about her as a future president. Let's hope she does become that. But her focus and her quote was about this: "Success isn't about how much money you make. It's about the difference you make in other people's lives." And this is such a true quote when it comes to sales and business. When we follow the money, when we follow what's in it for us, the results may happen, but they won't continue to happen over time. And if they were, the karma, I think, eventually will come back and haunt you. When we focus on making a difference in people's world, on making a real impact in what they do, solving problems, helping them achieve things, making that impact and difference in their lives, great things happen. So use Michelle Obama's quote. Even if you don't like her politics and what she stood for, use her quote to inspire you to help achieve and do other things. Focus on making a difference in people's lives, making things better, and the world's going to come to you rather than you have to chase for it. And another brilliant American author, maybe not as famous as Michelle Obama, is Brene Brown. And she talks about a quote that I think is sometimes a quote that we all need to make sure we're looking at and thinking about when it comes to the tough moments in life. Her message was this: "Integrity is choosing courage over comfort." It's always easy to do the simple thing, the thing that doesn't require much effort or work, or putting yourself out from the crowd, or standing up and doing something different. But that's the comfort zone. Sometimes we've got to be able to choose what's courage, what's going to make us do things that maybe make us that scared. And as we've mentioned in other videos, the bits that maybe hurt a little bit. But when we start to use our integrity about what we're true to and who we are as people, it stands for everything. It's what cuts, if we cut through us, it's what stands for us as a stick of rock. And integrity is what people buy. They want to understand that you're going to mean for something and say who you are. So focus on being in your integrity, focus on your values, and maybe showing that courage rather than just choosing the comfy option. And if you do that and follow some of other Brene Brown's other advice, you're going to be in a great place. So one of the most famous actresses of her generation, Nicole Kidman, said a quote that I think is so true when it comes to life in general. And actually talking to the lady that's doing my filming today, she's had some ups and downs, but this is so true. And we've all got to make sure we think about this quote and smile. She said this: "Life is all full of twists and turns. You've got to hold on tight and off you go. The reality is we're going to go through the ups, we're going to go through the downs. Life and sales and business is a roller coaster. It's full of challenges, but we've got to be able to accept the downs and look forward to the ups. It's not always going to be a fun day for us all, but hold on tight, accept the twists and turns, take them on board, embrace them, and take Nicole Kidman's advice on board. If we do that, even when we're having our down days, we can use quotes like that to motivate us, because tomorrow's a different day and we can make it a bit better one for us or what we want to achieve." So the penultimate quote from this series of quotes around what famous, incredible ladies have shared is a brilliant quote from one of the best tennis players ever who won so many tournaments. That's Venus Williams. Venus Williams was someone that when she stood up, and her sister Serena, there were lots of people that didn't want them to succeed. But her quote is one we can all use to make sure that we build that internal resolve and resilience to achieve and take on anything we want to. She said this: you have to believe in yourself when no one else does. That makes you a winner right there. Having that self-belief is something we all struggle with on occasions. We all think we're not good enough or we're not right to do something. But if Venus Williams take inspiration from what she said, it's a great reminder to us all that when we believe in ourselves and show that we can and make our mind think, yeah, this is something I'm going to do, we've got the ability to start winning right there. It's the starting point to make that first step or that first call or that first activity. Believe in yourself. She did, and it brought her millions of pounds of success, of revenue and titles with what she did. She believed in herself. You can do the same as well. And the final quote from a lady who has absolutely suffered one of the most incredible incidents when the whole world looked at during the wars in Afghanistan. But she's turned to become I think she's an ambassador for the UN now, and is an incredible young lady in helping share inspiration and thoughts for other people. She said this, and it's by Malala Yousafzai. Her quote was the following: "You're never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." And what a great way to finish this video, by focusing on the dream that you want to put in place. Whether you're 30 or 60 watching this video, you're never too old to set a new dream. You're never too old to make something happen. And if you take the action and you believe and have courage, then you can achieve whatever you want to. Malala Yousafzai has turned her life from a difficult situation in a war-torn country to becoming an ambassador across the world. She was able to dream a dream, and you can too, if you can take the advice from her and all these other incredible inspirational ladies to achieve and put in place the life that you want. So I hope you found this video useful. I'm going to share a document of all the quotes. You can print them and put them up on the wall. They're incredible quotes by incredible ladies. And alongside the quotes that I shared last week with the gentleman as well, you've got some incredible quotes to motivate us, and they put us on the path to achieve anything we want to. I hope you've enjoyed. If there's other quotes that you think are fantastic, put them in the comment section below. Let's share it with others. Let's get everyone motivated to do the things they want to have a brilliant life. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you've loved the content. Let's make sure we get loads of people sharing the motivation and inspiration to get them achieving incredible things. See you next Saturday for another video.